This is the Horse Radio Network.
This is episode 728 of Horse Tip Daily. A different horse tip, a different equine topic, a different equestrian expert every day. Horse Tip Daily brings the world of equine knowledge to you, one day at a time. Today's tip is brought to you by Kentucky Performance Products. Hi, Coach Jen here, and thanks for tuning in to Horse Tip Daily. Today's tip is an excerpt from episode 88 of the Horses in the Morning show, where Smokey Brannaman joins the crew for an informative and humorous chat about the sort of horse you should and shouldn't buy for a novice. But first, a word from today's sponsor.
Well, if you're a regular listener to the show, you know we talk a lot about Kentucky Performance Products, and that's because they are a name you can trust to give you the most value for your supplement money. Kentucky Performance Products offer supplements designed to target specific problems and are made with high-quality ingredients included at effective levels. The company's supplements are intended to complement, not compete, with your dressage horse's current feeding program, guarding against over-supplementation, and each product is backed by sound research and the money-back satisfaction guarantee. And today we'd like to talk to you about Nalox, the original equine antacid. It's recommended by veterinarians and leading horsemen as a way of maintaining a healthy stomach, which reduces the risk of ulcers. Nalox can be given daily to horses exposed to stressful conditions or as needed when shipping, competing, or during stall confinement. You know, you can learn about Nalox and all the products at Kentucky Performance Products at kppusa.com. That's Kentucky Performance Products at kppusa.com.
Green on green makes black and blue. Wouldn't ride that horse if I were you. It's like walking on a hot tight wire. Dynamite too close to fire.
There you go.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that would. I wish I'd had that. I'd put it in my second book. I got my second book, Equinology 101, is kind of a follow-up to Whisper This, and it's all about the experiences that people have had, the bad experiences, and going through. And I kind of set it up as a study guide for your different degrees. And one of the certificates you can get is the certificate from Buck Off U, which is Buck Off University, and Black and Blue U, and the School of Hard Knocks, and it's a pretty fun book. It's a little bit more humorous than my first one, and I think people enjoy it. It's only been out a couple months now, so not a whole lot of people know about that one yet. It's called Equinology 101.
I love the title.
And it takes you through your different degree programs all the way up to your Masters of Equinology. And you got to start out on the bottom with your PhD, which is your pre-horse degree. And you generally get that one by doing research on Breyer horses and watching a lot of My Friend Flicka movies and perhaps getting some riding experience at the circular trail course at the circus and the electric Walmart course out in front of the Walmart store. And if you're really lucky, you might be able to get on a real pony out at Grandpa's place. And then once you get past that, then you go on to your FHD, which is your first horse degree. And generally people will make a lot of mistakes on that with going out and buying the wrong horse. And so I try to answer questions for folks and put them back on the right track. Throughout this book, it's all questions and stories of people that have bought the wrong horse or gotten bucked off or need some help trying to figure out what they did wrong. And once you get them through that degree, then you move on to your BOH, which is your Bachelor's of Horsemanship. And by then, hopefully you've learned what a good horse is and how to go find one and do the right things with that horse and learn more to where you can move on up to the Masters of Equinology. And you get it all in one easy lifetime lesson, all in one book.
So you've obviously, worked with lots and lots of people who have made that initial wrong horse decision.
Oh yeah.
Some people keep making the same wrong horse decision over and over. They get the wrong one, then they get another one, and that's also the wrong one. And they get another one, that's also the wrong one. What do you think?
Because nobody's taught them. Nobody's taught them what a good horse looks like.
What a good horse looks like. Do you have a top two reasons people buy the wrong horse. Top two. Now, we're going to assume this is a person who is of sound mind and body and who has a professional helping them, and they still buy the wrong horse. What are the top two reasons?
The number one out of all the way across the board is they want a pretty horse. They don't care what the background is on the horse. They don't care what the training is. They don't care what the age is. They want pretty. That's the number one mistake people make. You can't ride pretty. You can ride a good horse with a good brain, but you can't, and it can be pretty too, but it better have a good brain to start with and a good personality and be trained to the level that you need it to be. The other second reason, I think, is people watch way too many movies and too many different things on TV and convince themselves that they can ride anything with hair because they've perhaps gotten on a couple horses that might have jumped around a little bit and they got lucky enough to stay on. And so they figure they can go out and buy a 2-year-old and watch a couple movies and things will be great.
Okay,
That's
so we're going to get more specific on this, and I'm having a great time picking your horse wisdom brain. So we're going to go look at horses, and little Sarah has brought along her best buddy and pal who has tons and tons of horse show experience, and they're looking at horse A and horse B for Sarah, the low-level hunter-jumper rider. What would be two personality traits, one that you would look for and one that you would run screaming from for little Sarah, the low-level hunter-jumper rider?
How old is she?
This little Sarah, our hunter-jumper rider, is 14, and she takes a riding lesson every single week with a reasonably competent instructor who's not along with her. Now, Sarah is going to be attracted to a personality type A, but she should really get personality type B. Would you be able to say, okay, personality type A, this is one thing, if you see this personality trait in the horse for little Sarah, run?
Well, what I would say is, for a young person like that that's in the show, and the mistake she's going to be making, her and probably her parents, if they're very competitive, is they're going to look for a proven winner. They're going to look for a younger horse, possibly that's in the prime, that's won it and been there and done that, but might not necessarily be the right personality for that particular rider because she doesn't have the experience to ride that horse to the winner's circle. So what's going to end up happening is she's going to get on, she's going to be a little bit tense, the horse is going to get tense, she's going to give it the wrong cue, the horse is going to do something bad, she's going to start pulling and jerking a little bit, and the horse might have a real soft mouth because he's trained pretty well for that stuff. But then it's just going to escalate, and things are going to go wrong, and they're not going to win. And what she's going to need to start with is maybe one step above that nice, gentle schooling horse that she's been on. Get a horse that's not necessarily in the prime of the winner's circle, but one that's still got some years to go, that has been there and done that, that could take her to, maybe a second or a third place in a show and build on that confidence and then go out and look for that high power.
I see. Not the rock star necessarily, but the steady performer who's always in the ribbons.
Exactly. I used to, when I was in the service, I did some coaching for the 4-H clubs in the various areas where I was, and it never failed. You'd get 5 or 6 little league parents in there with their kids, and they got a lot of money, and they go out and buy a $25,000 horse for this 4-H kid to go and win every ribbon there is in the world, and sometimes it would work only because the horse is so good that all the kids got to do is sit up there and hold on, and the horse will do it all for them. But more often than not, it didn't work because they go out there and try and do something with this horse that they weren't capable of doing, and it would just turn into a mess.
And kind of untrain the horse, yeah.
Well, there you go. For more of Smokey's wit and wisdom, or to purchase yourself one of his books or DVDs, head on over to SmokeyBrannaman.com. Don't forget to support our sponsors here on Horse Tip Daily because they make these podcasts possible. Today's sponsor has been Kentucky Performance Products. Find them online at kppusa.com. Please stop by the Horse Tip Daily Facebook page and let us know what you think of the tips you hear on the show. It's also a great place to tell us about topics you'd like to hear us cover on the show. You can subscribe to all the great shows on the Horse Radio Network through iTunes or Zune and get your horse podcasts automatically downloaded to your iPod, Zune, or MP3 player. You can also listen to the shows right on Facebook. The player's right there every day. I'll be back again tomorrow with another new expert and a different horse tip. Until then, go ride your horse! The Horse Radio Network and the Horse Radio Network hosts are not responsible for statements of guests or their opinions. Use your own judgment when listening to the tips provided by the experts on Horse Tip Daily.